What's going on, guys? This is Dice here, coming right back to you, and today we're going to be talking about Sonic the Hedgehog characters. In other words, Zodiac signs, and what signs do each character fall under. Now keep in mind, I don't believe in the whole Zodiac thing. I think it's fake and scientifically inaccurate due to all the things we've learned about what the Zodiac is, and of course with astrology and real astrology and how the solar system tends to operate. But if you're taking a Zodiac system based on a fictional idea like Sonic the Hedgehog characters, I think that's okay because it's based on a fake idea and you can have fun with it.
What you see is what you get. Just a guy that loves adventure.
Starting with Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog would be considered a Taurus. The reason why I'm saying this is because Taurus tend to have a luxurious lifestyle. Plus they tend to be very reckless. Okay. Now the thing about it is that some people would say, well, Sonic the Hedgehog is a charismatic dude. Well, keep in mind, anybody can be charismatic. But if we're going to take the idea of what a Taurus is, they like to spend a lot of money, they tend to like to go on luxurious trips, and they tend to be kind of like reckless, or I should say quite reckless. Sonic the Hedgehog would fit in that category as a Taurus.
The time has come at last. This new plane should work a lot better. I've ironed out most of the problems.
Number 2, Tails. Now, Tails would be considered in the Sonic universe an Aquarius. The reason why is because Tails is one of the only Sonic characters that are quite indifferent. I mean, come on, Tails has 2 tails, right? And the fact that he's really smart. Okay, he's practically the only smart character in the Sonic the Hedgehog universe, along with Dr. Eggman. Okay, so Tails is like this, is a strange character. He seems to be very indifferent, and plus he seems to always be in a position where people tend to forget about him. I mean, he's there, but he's not really there, And the fact that Tails is super smart, and if you look at some of the people that are kind of bizarre and smart, like Bob Lazar, and of course some other people, I mean, Tails would be, considered an Aquarius. The fact that, Tails does invent a lot of quirky things, and tends to always, kind of help out Sonic more than often, kind of indicates that Tails is indifferent. He's always the indifferent one. Keep in mind, he's the only one who's always building these mechs. He's the only one who, flies a plane, and in fact, he invents it. So he's the only Sonic character I can think of that's quite different. He makes an appearance by his own difference, and the fact that he's already different with his 2 tails. Okay. So Tails would be a good example of an Aquarius. He's just different, indifferent, and the fact he just kind of stands out. I mean, he stands out in all the ways that most of the characters tend to blend in.
Hey, Knuckles! Whoa! What do you think you're doing?
All right. Put him up. Hand over the emerald now.
Number 3, Knuckles the Echidna. Knuckles the Echidna would fall under the Virgo aspect. The reason why is because Virgos tend to be really hard-headed, stubborn, they're always wanting to be right, and the fact that even though they tend to play this stubborn head, they tend to make foolish decisions. Knuckles is the embodiment of that. He's a guy who has he has good intentions, but always finds himself in areas that are foolish. He makes a fool out of himself. But in the long run, he's quite loyal, and he's good to his friends, even though he gets tricked every here and there from people who know how to play into into Knuckles' emotions. Practically, Knuckles is the Virgo. He embodies the stereotype of what a Virgo is: hard-headed, short-tempered, and quite stubborn.
Gotcha, my darling Sonic.
Amy, what are you doing here?
Sonic, this time there's There's no way out of marrying me.
Number 4, Amy Rose. Now, Amy Rose in the Sonic universe would be considered a Pisces. Okay, Pisces, why do I say this? Well, Amy Rose is practically, she cries quite a bit. I mean, she's quite possessive, persistent, and the fact that she's, well, a bit crazy. I mean, you heard the old talk about Pisces being a bit crazy and crybaby-ish. Well, yeah, Amy Rose would be exactly that. If we're going with the stereotypical idea of what a Pisces is, she's exactly that, crazy and, of course, a crybaby. But what makes Amy Rose interesting is she has her moments where she does do good things. And that's when she's not being crazy and not being a fangirl. I mean, she tends to help out her team and be useful when she's focused on something else rather than, the goals she's pursuing, in other words, Sonic. But yeah, I mean, Amy Rose is a good character, but all that over-the-topness of what we've seen Amy Rose do over the years would indicate that she's a Pisces. Pisces are very emotional, they tend to be over the top, and they definitely react to things quite extremely than other people do. We've seen it with Amy Rose. Big Hammer gets mad easily. Okay, so yeah, that's about what Amy Rose is. She would be considered a Pisces.
I've heard good things about you and require your detective services. And I can pay handsomely.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Espio, don't be silly. Besides, you know our policy. We never turn down work that pays.
Yeah, you know our policy.
Come on, boys. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Roger.
Number 5, Espio the Chameleon. Espio the Chameleon would be a good example of a Libra. You see, Espio is level-headed, patient, he's skilled, and the fact that throughout the Team Chaotix, he's always the one kind of questioning things before it's being done, where the other team members tend to just do it. Okay? Now, one thing about Espio, he's very balanced. He only gets in violence when he needs to, but he always looks for an alternate solution to handle a situation that practically embodies what we hear about what Libra is.
Here's the debut. Dr. Eggman, I presume.
What's going on?
What's up?
You knew it was me all along, didn't you?
It's all part of being a good detective.
Were we fooled that easily?
You're rotten.
Hey, hold on, you guys. It's no trick, and besides, I plan on paying you. You'll be rewarded handsomely for helping me. As soon as I conquer the world, I will pay you.
Some nerve promising what you ain't got.
Number 6, Vector the Crocodile. Now, Vector the Crocodile in the Sonic universe would be considered an Aries. The reason why is because Vector is always doing stuff for everyone else. He takes on jobs that are not legitimate, and if they are legitimate, they don't pay enough. So you can say that Vector the Crocodile is always doing stuff for everyone else, but always falls short on his own goals due to the fact that his agency is always broke. Now, what I like about Vector is that, it's good to do freebie jobs, but, if you put yourself second, you tend to always fall short anyways, because you never achieve what you're doing and you're always struggling. In real life, Aries tend to really struggle with themselves because they're always doing for everyone else, to a point where they always put themselves secondly. Even though they put off the idea they're not, they always come off as second because they're always putting other people first due to that attention. They're always needing attention. So you can say that they're always needing people's approval to push them forward, but they always tend to fall short due to the fact that they're always putting themselves second. Vector the Crocodile is a good example of an Aries. He's a guy who relies on others to practically push him forward, but always falls short on his own goals.
There is no reason to resist. Simply is no. I can taste your terror, child. All that anxiety and doubt. It's delicious. Give in to your fear. Flee screaming, and I'll let you live.
Number 7, Infinite. Now, Infinite is in the Sonic universe would be considered a Leo. Why do I say this? Well, Infinite loves to hear himself talk. Okay, he talks quite a bit. He talks a lot of mad shit. Now, every villain in every Sonic universe, or every character that's been in the Sonic universe, has always talked a big speech. Villains love to hear themselves talk. You probably hear that old saying. But what makes all those other villains stand out and be different is that they're able to deliver on what they say they're going to do. Yeah, they lose in the end, but they always tend to deliver on somewhat of their plan. Infinite just talks a lot of mad shit to the wrong people and tends to fall flat on its face due to those statements. Look at Shadow, look at Sonic. Okay, and even Eggman, tricked, and used Infinite. Infinite is a stereotypical, character that would fall under the Leo sign. Loves to hear himself talk, but always tends to fall flat due to challenging the wrong type of people. In that case, making Infinite a practical Leo.
You've turned into a big-time villain, Doctor.
Whoa! You thought you could trick me with that fake empty, didn't you?
So, how did you know it wasn't the real one?
Tails!
Because you just told me, Fox Boy.
Number 8, Dr. Eggman. In the Sonic universe, Dr. Eggman would be considered a Cancer. Why is this? Well, throughout the countless years of, Eggman, from the old Eggman into the modern Eggman, Eggman has gone through many changes in character personalities. But one thing that always stands out about Dr. Eggman is he's always able to trick the good guys. Okay? He's always able to get them in to his little plan and make him practically do exactly what he wants. Okay, Cancers in Zodiac system are good at persuasion. They're good at getting you in. And even if they trick you, you're always falling back into their plan. Okay, that's something I can only see from Cancers. Stereotypical Cancers. They're good at falling into your traps. If you don't know how to look, if you're gullible or have no concept of what's going on. Okay, so practically Dr. Eggman does really good at that. He's the only character that has done it more than once throughout the Sonic characters and has done it successfully. Look at Knuckles. I know Knuckles is a gullible fool, but even Sonic and Tails always fall back into, Eggman's plan, and they always get tricked. And that goes with any other team, okay? Any other Sonic characters, Eggman is good at persuasion, and he's a bit theatrical, okay? Something that Cancers tend to be a bit over the top when they're in their mode. They tend to always be over theatrical, okay? Eggman is a good example of what a Cancer is. Persuasion, knows how to play into your emotions, and definitely tricks you, and you always come back for more, making Dr. Eggman a Cancer.
So, decided to void your return ticket now, did you?
Why are you here? Did you ruin this world?
The answer's yes and no. Perhaps it's better to show you.
Number 9, Mephiles the Dark. Now, Mephiles the Dark in the Sonic universe would be considered a Gemini. The reason why I say this is because Mephiles the Dark is practically two-faced. We hear the whole thing about Geminis being two-faced and playing the devil's advocate. Okay, even though I don't truly believe that that's what it is. In fact, that's how I feel about all the Zodiac systems. I think it's all fake. But if you look at the stereotypical characters designed to be a certain way, like Mephiles, he would be a Gemini. Okay, he's deceptive. He plays the devil's advocate. He tricks Silver, tries to play this good guy where he's trying to help Silver when really he's out for his own agenda. Okay, Mephiles is good in blending in between good and bad. Okay, you really don't know what he's up to, and every time he's brought up the question, he's able to back it up with fear tactics. reminding them you're wasting time, you better do this or you're going to have a same repeat. Silver falls victim to this. Silver, is a good example of practically falling victim into, Mephiles' plan. And of course finds out later that Mephiles is full of shit. But what makes Mephiles such a compelling character is he's able to bounce off the good and bad perfectly. To a point, just like Eggman, the only difference is Eggman is that Eggman's able to fool the same characters more than once. Where Mephiles the Dark can only do it once. But what makes Mephiles the Dark so interesting is he's very methodical about it. Okay, and at the end, he reveals his true trump card and practically reveals what his true intentions are, making Mephiles the Dark a awesome villain, but also making him a Gemini due to the two-faced nature.
What was that all about? And look what you did to my emerald!
I did that to prevent the Master Emerald from being stolen, you idiot. If it's in pieces, I can restore it. And by the way, that's not your emerald.
Doesn't matter. I'll look into it once I get back to the base.
I despise anyone who takes jewels from me. All the world's gems are mine to keep.
Number 10, Rouge the Bat. Now, Rouge the Bat in the Sonic universe would be considered a Sagittarius. Okay, now most people would consider Rouge the Bat to be a Scorpio due to the whole lustful appearance that I think is misconcepted due to the fact that, people are focusing on the appearance rather than the characteristics. Now, if you look at the characteristics of Rouge the Bat is practically a very luxurious character. Is very carefree and sort of reckless, but I would say in a much more clean way. If you look at Sonic, as I mentioned, about Sonic's recklessness, it's a lot more oblivious, where Rouge the Bat is a lot more carefully handled. She's just like Sonic. She loves her jewels. She loves the luxurious lifestyle. She tends to act very carefree, practically making it look like she's out for her own well-being. Doesn't mean that Rouge can't be charismatic, but she's a character that focuses on her own, her own goals. She likes the shiny things, and the fact that when she's reckless, she's really good at cleaning up her mess, practically. Unlike Sonic leaves a trail of recklessness. But I think Rouge the Bat would be a good example of what a Sagittarius is. They are very fun. They tend to be very luxurious, carefree, and sometimes reckless, but they're able to do a better job at cleaning up their mess compared to the Taurus.
So this is where you are. I've been looking for you. What's wrong?
Well, Blaze? To kill someone to save the world. Is that really the right thing to do?
You're so naive. Whether it's right or wrong, I can't really say. But what I do know is, if we don't take this chance, the future will remain exactly as it is.
Number 11, Blaze the Cat. Now, Blaze the Cat in the Sonic universe would be considered a Capricorn. The reason why I say this is because Blaze is a character who's practically responsible. She's very professional. She takes her job serious, as she's just like Knuckles, she's a protector of the Soul Emeralds and a princess. So she's obligated to be very professional, very well-mannered. But what makes Blaze stand out as, I think, a Capricorn is that they tend to lack in emotion. They have emotion, but they have a hard time showing it, so you don't really know if she's really happy or sad or angry. Well, maybe you can tell when she's angry, but you get where I'm getting at. Blaze is a very hard character to tell if she's showing emotion or not due to how the character is designed. I mean, if you look at the Sonic, her first appearance back in Sonic Rush, she was a character who didn't get along with anybody. I mean, she had a hard time making friends. She came off as a bit cold and, ruthless, I guess you can say. And over time, that she started to get better at socializing. Okay, Capricorns are very professional. They're very business oriented. They take that first before anything else, and Blaze is just like that. But they tend to have a hard time showing emotion. I mean, it doesn't mean they don't have emotion. It just means that they have a harder time to tell. That you can't really tell if they're happy or sad. And Blaze the cat, well, fits perfectly into that category as a Capricorn.
You must realize now that you cannot hope to stop me with your limited power.
So you say.
It's futile. The world will betray you. Why fight at all? Why risk your life for those who will persecute you later?
If the world chooses to become my enemy, I will fight like I always have.
Number 12 is Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog in the Sonic universe would be considered a Scorpio. The reason why is because Shadow is a no-nonsense type character. He's straight to the point. He's a very goal-oriented, focused type of character. And the fact that he, succeeds and thrives in the hard task that's given to him. The fact that, don't forget, he has chaos abilities. Now, what's interesting about Shadow is that he's also a very misunderstood character. He's a character that is either looked at as a kind of an asshole, or cold, or either just, edgy. Okay? And practically, if you look at Shadow's history, he's a very human character. He just has his human side usually shows with the memories, and you tend to conceal them. But when he does help others, his actions usually speak louder than words. He's always there for his friends. He always has their back. But when it comes to the human, the kind of emotional side, Shadow doesn't really thrive in that. He tends to show his affection towards helping people, or doing by action, practically showing by doing, making Shadow a more hands-on type of character. Now, Shadow is a character that I think, if you look at the Zodiac sign overall, if you look at the Scorpio sign, it's always looked upon as this negative type of negative Zodiac sign, these people are out to get you and all that type of crazy talk. Where Shadow, I think, is the base form of what a good Scorpio is. He's a hands-on, he's a man of his word, he's straight to the point. And the fact that, when it comes to the human element, it's always shown in a personal manner, meaningful manner, where, if you know Shadow's history, all the scenes with Shadow, with his memories with Maria, always tend to have an impact. So it feels genuine compared to, just saying this is the way I feel. Shadow's a very genuine character, but it's overshadowed by kind of his appearance and how he handles himself. That kind of can make the character sort of misunderstood. Plus, at the same time, Shadow's a very mysterious character. Okay, he's a character that a lot of people don't know what he's up to, that can come off, I guess, as a bit negative. But overall, Shadow is a good guy. He's a good character. He's a loved character on the Sonic franchise. And that's all I gotta say about Zodiac signs, at least for the Sonic Zodiac. If you want me to make a part 2, let me know. But hey, keep in mind, this is just, these ideas are just based on, how these characters are written. I mean, if you don't like it, okay, I don't know what to tell you. But these are just how the characters are written and how each character portrays what sign. And I even said from the beginning of the video, I don't believe in Zodiac signs. I think they're just kind of fake. I think they're inaccurate. But if you're going with a fictional setting, they tend to, like the Sonic setting or any other setting, it tends to work there. In other words, guys, let me know if you want to make a part 2, and I'll leave it there. You all have a good day.